Okay, today we start the remaining part of our third chapter, that is strain energy. Now, energy is nothing but capacity to do work. Is nothing but capacity to do work. Now, today we see what is meant by strain energy. Now, for that we consider one elastic wire, or we consider one spring. The original length of the spring we consider L. Now, at the end of this spring, we fix some load P. Now, what happened due to this load? Elongation of the bar or elongation of this spring takes place. So, this elongation is nothing but we consider delta L. So, we consider one spring. At the end of this spring, we fix some load. Now, the energy stored in this load is potential energy. When this load moves downward, this potential energy is stored in this spring. That means we can say that elongation takes place. Now see here, we say work is done. Now work done is nothing but, when we say work is done, suppose we have one body which is kept here and we apply the load on this body, or we can say we apply the force. Now when the body displaces from here to here, we say that work is done. That is nothing but work done is equal to force into distance. So here, initially the energy stored in the load is potential energy. When this load moves downward, this energy released. And this potential energy is stored in the strained spring or stretched spring. And this energy, this total energy which is stored in the stretched spring or stretched wire or stretched body is called as strain energy. And this total strain energy which is stored in any strain body, in strain material, is called as a resilience. It's called as resilience. Now, when this resilience or when this energy, strain energy is maximum, it is called as proof resilience. Now, at the elastic limit, when the total energy which is stored in this strain material is maximum, it is called as proof resilience. And this proof resilience per unit volume is called as modulus of resilience. That is proof resilience divided by volume. Now I repeat again here. See here, energy is nothing but capacity to do work. Whatever we eat, that is, from that we get energy, and that energy is used to do the work. Now to understand this strain energy concept, we consider one spring. Now the initial length, original length of this spring we consider as L. Now we apply some load at the end of this spring. Now what happened? Elongation takes place. That means this load moves downward by an amount equal to delta L. So we say that work is done. Work is done. Work done is nothing but force into displacement or distance. So here the force is P, and the distance or deformation we consider delta L. So we say that work is done. Now this internal work done, which is stored in this strained body, is nothing but strain energy, or it is called as resilience. Now when this strain energy is maximum up to the elastic limit, it is called as proof resilience. And this proof resilience per unit volume is called as modulus of resilience. Now this strain energy, that how much this strain energy stored in this wire depends on the type of loading and the amount of loading. Now type of loading means what? The load we applied by three different ways. Load applied by three different ways. Now here we see that work done and strain energy both are same. So this strain energy we calculate by using the principle of work done. Now here we say that this strain energy depends on type of loading. Now the load applied is by three types. First is the gradual type of loading. Second is sudden type of loading. And third is impact type of loading. Now we see one by one what is meant by sudden, what is meant by gradual, and what is meant by impact type of loading. Now gradual type of loading means initially the load is zero and we increases the load in small constant increments up to we get the maximum load. So that load is called as gradual load. Means initially the value of the load is zero and we increases the load in small constant increments. So for that we consider one, we perform the tensile test in our lab. In that tensile test we apply the gradual load, means that the load initially is zero and we increase the load in small constant increments. So suppose we are applying up to the 30 Newton load. So there 30 Newton. So this 30 Newton load, we say that we apply initially 0, 1 Newton, 2 Newton. Then up to we consider it as 30 Newton. So this load we applied from 0 to 30. Now what is meant by sudden type of loading? Now sudden means this total load. Same we consider here 30 Newton. So this 30 Newton load we apply at a time. So this 30 Newton load at a time, that is nothing but sudden type of load. In gradual we increases the load from 0 to maximum, but here sudden impact type of load means the load which is allowed from a certain height. The load which is allowed from a certain height, that load is called as impact type of loading. Nothing but a स्मिथ शॉप, म्हणजे मराठीमध्ये लोहाराचं दुकान, त्याच्यामध्ये तो हातोडा कसा जोर जोरात आदळत असतो, दॅट इज नथिंग बट इम्पॅक्ट टाइप ऑफ लोडिंग. और वी कॅन से मिरची कांडप मशीन, आपण पाहिलं असेल मसाला कांडप मशीन मध्ये तो लोड कंटिन्युअसली आदळत असतो, दॅट इज नथिंग बट impact type of loading. So now we see how the energy is stored by due to this different type of loading. Now first we see the strain energy stored due to a gradual type of loading. Okay, now gradual means just we have seen that the initially load is 0 and we increases the load in small constant increment. So here we consider one load. We consider one wire which is fixed at the top and at the bottom we apply some load. So the initial length of this load is say L. Here we consider length wire, or we consider one bar. Now what happened? Initially again same thing here, potential energy is stored. When this load moves downward, this elongation takes place. This elongation takes place, that is delta L. So we can say work is done, that is force into distance. Now here we consider one load deformation diagram for a gradual type of loading. We draw a graph of load versus elongation. Load on x-axis, load on y-axis and deformation on x-axis. Now see here, in gradual type of loading, initially the value of the load is 0 and we increases the load in small constant increments. So the diagram we got is a triangle. So this load deformation diagram for a gradual type of loading is a triangle. So if we find the work done, now if we find the area of this load deformation diagram, this area of load deformation diagram is nothing but a work done. So here the area of the triangle is half base into height. So half base is delta L and height is P. So here we get work done is equal to half base into height. So as we know that work done and strain energy both are same. What we say? We find this strain energy by using the principle of work done. So work done is equal to strain energy. So this strain energy is denoted by letter capital U. So this strain energy is equal to half delta L into P. Okay. Now, as we know that if we apply axial load, the deformation or we can say elongation is calculated by using this formula PL by AE. We have already studied this in our first chapter, simple stress and strain. Now we put this value here. So what we get? See, half instead of delta L we put PL by AE into P. So what we get here? Half P square L upon A. Now what we do? We multiply into length. We write as it is. Area into length. Now here A into A, that is A square, and this E is nothing but modulus of elasticity. We write as it is. Okay. Now see here. Now how? Now here area into length is nothing but volume divided by this E as it is. So this is the formula to find the strain energy for gradual type of loading. This is the formula for strain energy for gradual type of loading. Now, when this energy is maximum, when this energy is towards maximum, that is up to the elastic limit. So we can say this is U max, or it is called as proof resilience. So it is half sigma square into V by E. We can see here sigma max. Why? Because this stress is maximum at this limit. So proof resilience is nothing but half sigma square max into volume upon E. Now if we have to find modulus of resilience, now how to calculate modulus of resilience? Proof resilience per unit volume. What is the formula? Proof resilience per unit volume. So now I write here proof resilience per unit volume. So I write here modulus of resilience is equal to. Now this proof resilience is half sigma square max into volume divided by E and again divided by volume. So we divide it by volume. So what happened? Volume get cancelled. So only remains modulus of resilience is equal to half sigma square into divided by E. This is nothing but maximum. So this is the formula to find modulus of resilience. Now this formula of strain energy for gradual type of loading. Now the same formula is used for sudden type of loading and for impact type of loading. So simply we say that for any type of loading, either gradual, sudden or impact, the formula of strain energies remains same, that is half sigma square B upon E. Now what is sigma? This is nothing but the stress. B means volume and capital E means modulus of elasticity. Now this formula is asked in exam. State the formula of strain energy for sudden type of loading and write the formula with meanings of the symbol used. So you have to write the same formula. You have to write the meanings of these terms. So this is asked for 2 marks. Now next we have seen that this is the formula for gradual, sudden and all type of loading. Now here we compare the stresses. Now the stresses are developed due to this gradual, sudden or impact type of loading. Now we find the stresses due to all these 3 types of loads and we compare these stresses. Now we first what we write? Comparison of stresses due to comparison of stresses of loading. For that we consider the gradual type of loading. Okay, gradual means again same thing. Load is initially 0. We increases the load in small constant increment. Okay. Now again we draw the same load deformation diagram. Load on y-axis, deformation on x-axis. Now initially the load is 0. We increases the load up to the maximum value. So the diagram, load deformation diagram we got is a triangle. Now to calculate work done, we find the area of this load deformation diagram, that is half base into height, that is half P into delta L. Now we are saying that strain energy and work done both are same. So we write work done and strain energy both are same. Now how to calculate strain energy? It is denoted by the letter U. Now what is the formula of strain energy? We just now derive it, that is half sigma square V upon E. So we equate these two now because work done and strain energy both are same. So half P into delta L, this is work done, is equal to half sigma by E. This half get cancelled. Now here P. Now instead of delta L, now see here. As we know that Hooke's law, it is the ratio of stress to strain. It is the ratio of stress to strain. Now E. Now this sigma. Now this linear strain we calculated by using the formula. It is the ratio of changing them to original thing. So what we do now? We consider this delta L by L on the left side. That is delta L by L is equal to sigma upon E. We just change the position. We take E on the right side and delta L by L on the left side. Now we are interested in finding delta L only. So we keep delta L here, we take L on the right side. So delta L is equal to sigma upon E into L. So see here. Now instead of this delta L, we put this value sigma upon E into L. So P into sigma into L upon E is equal to now sigma square. Now volume is nothing but what? Area into length. So instead of volume, we put area into length divided by this E as it is. Now we cancel the similar terms. So this E get cancelled. This length get cancelled. This sigma and this one of the sigma get cancelled. So what are the remaining terms? P is equal to sigma into A. Now we are interested in finding the stresses. So sigma is equal to P by A. So this is the formula to find stress due to gradual type of loading. So when the load is gradual, then the stress calculated is by using the formula sigma equal to P by A. Hope you understand these terms. Or I again repeat this. When the load is gradual, means when the load is initially 0, we increases the load up to the maximum value. So the diagram we got is a triangle. So if we find the area of this load deformation diagram, we get the work done. So work done equal to half base into height. Now strain energy, the formula for strain energy is half sigma square V by E. Now as we know that work done and strain energy both are same, so we equate these two values. So here we put the value of delta L, that is sigma L by E, and instead of volume we put area into length. So we cancel the similar terms and at last we get stress is equal to load upon cross-sectional area. So this is the formula to find the stress when the load is gradual. Now similarly, now we calculate the stress due to sudden type of loading. Now sudden type of loading means what? When the load is applied at the time. So the second thing is sudden type of loading. That means the load applied is at the time. So now here again we draw the load deformation diagram. So again the load on y-axis and deformation is on x-axis. Now here as the load is constant, the diagram we got is a rectangle because the quantity of the load remains same, constant. So the diagram is rectangle. Now again same procedure. Now we calculate work done. Now as we know that work done is equal to area of this load deformation diagram. Now what is the area? Sorry. So what is the area of this load deformation diagram is P into delta N. Now what is the formula for strain energy for sudden type of loading? Half sigma square V by E. The formula remains same for any type of loading. Now same as work done and strain energy. Both are same. So we equate these two. So P into delta L is equal to half sigma square V by E. Now again the same manner we put the value of delta L. How to calculate delta L? Capital E equal to sigma by E. Then put the value of delta E, delta L by L. We take delta L on one side. Remaining terms we take on the right side. So P into sigma L by E is equal to half sigma square. Now we write area into length divided by E. Again we do the same thing. We cancel the similar terms. So E get cancelled, LL get cancelled, one sigma get cancelled. So what are the remaining things? P is equal to, on the left side P remains, on the right side half sigma into A. Now we take stress on one side and remaining terms on the another side. So sigma is equal to this 2 we take on the left side, that is 2p. This A we take on the denominator. Sigma we keep here 2p divided by A. So this is the formula to find stress for certain type of loading. Now see here, we have just seen for a gradual type of loading, formula for stress is sigma y, sigma equal to p by A. And the formula for certain type of loading is 2p by A. So what we say, the conclusion of these two stresses that the stress developed due to certain type of loading is twice the stress developed gradual type of loading. Means suppose the stress is 40 Newton per mm square in gradual type of loading. So the stress due to certain type of loading is what? It is 80. That is, it is double. So this stress is 80 Newton per mm square. So this is the formula for gradual type of, and this is the formula for certain type of. Now the third type is remaining. That is type of loading. Now we see what is the stress formula for impact type of loading. Now impact is what? Impact means the load which is allowed from a certain height. Okay. So impact. The load is allowed from a certain height. म्हणजे काही height वरून the load काय होतो? आढळतो. Now here we consider. We consider one bar. Now this bar is fixed at top. And we consider one collar which is fixed at the bottom of this bar. Now the initial length of this bar is say L. Initial length of the bar is say L. Now we consider one sliding weight. One sliding weight P. Now this sliding weight is allowed to drop from a certain height H on this collar. Okay. So this deformation is delta L. So we can say the work is done. Now how to calculate the work done? Force into, so force is P. And what is the displacement? This total displacement, that is H plus delta L. So we take H plus delta L. Now as we know that strain energy, formula of strain energy for impact type of loading is same, half sigma square V by E. Again the same principle, that energy and work done both are same. So we equate these two. P into H plus delta L is equal to half sigma square V by E. Now we just simplify this. We open the bracket now, that is PH, that is P into delta L is equal to half sigma square. Now volume we take area into length divided by E. Now PH plus, now P. Now instead of delta L, we know that just we have seen sigma L by E. So we write as it is equal to half sigma square AL upon E. Now what do we do? Now what do we do? All these terms we take on one side. That is nothing but half sigma square AL by E minus P sigma L by E minus pH equal to 0. That means we keep here, we take this on the right side, that it becomes minus. We take this also on the right side, that it becomes minus. Now what here we do? Now see here. We write this as it is in this form. AL upon 2E sigma square minus PL by E sigma minus pH is equal to 0. So this is nothing but what? It is a quadratic equation. Ax square plus bx plus c. This is nothing but a quadratic equation where a equal to al upon 2e, b is equal to minus pl upon e, and sigma c is equal to minus ph, and x is nothing but sigma. So how to find the roots of this equation? So x, or we can say sigma, is equal to minus b plus or minus under root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now in this equation we put the value of b, that is minus pl by b, value of a, value of c, and after simplifying we get sigma is equal to P by A plus under root P by A bracket square plus 2PHE upon L. This is the formula to find the stress due to impact type of loading. This is called as instantaneous stress. This is nothing but instantaneous stress. The formula is AL. Okay, this is called an instantaneous stress due to the impact type of loading. Now see here, suppose if we consider this H equal to 0, if we consider this H equal to 0, what happens? Now when this H is equal to 0, that means this load is directly fall on this collar. So this load becomes as a sliding, this load becomes as a sudden load, and this height of drop is 0. So if we put the value of height is 0 here, so what we got? म्हणजे जर आपण हा height of drop जर आपण 0 पकडला h, म्हणजे काय झालं? हे लोड आपलं सडन होईल. When this load becomes sudden, so here h is 0. So what we get? C. Sigma is equal to P by A plus under root P by A bracket square plus 0. Why 0? Because we put h equal to 0. So what we get? Sigma equal to P by A. Now this P by A square, and that is under root. So we remove this under root, that is P by A. And the answer is sigma is equal to 2P by A. So this is nothing but the formula for certain type of loading. As this height is 0, this load becomes sudden. So the formula for stress for certain type of loading is 2P by A. Now suppose as this delta L is very small, समजा हे elongation खूप कमी झालं, delta L is very small, we neglect it. So the formula of work done is, see here, delta L is 0. So the formula of work done is P into H only. Now H plus delta L we consider, but this delta L is very small, so we neglect it. So the work done is P into H. And strain energy is half sigma square V by E. Now we equate these two. So P into H is equal to half sigma square V by E. So sigma square is equal to, we take these terms on the left side, that is 2PHE divided by V. And we want sigma, so we take under root 2PHE upon V. That is volume, or we can say area into length. So this is called as a short formula. This is called as a short formula. In exam, sometimes they say find the value of the stress by using the short formula. So what we do here, that we consider this elongation is very small, negligible. So we neglect it. Delta L we consider 0. So the actual work done is P into this deformation, that is H plus delta L. Delta L is 0. So P into H. Now the formula of strain energy is half sigma square V by E. Now we just equate these two. So we get the formula of stress is under root 2 Pg upon V. So this is the strain energy. That is the formula of strain energy, which is remains same for any type of loading, and that formula is sigma square V upon 2E. हा मोजके फॉर्म्युले आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये पहिला आहे तुमचा स्ट्रेन एनर्जीचा फॉर्म्युला, हा सिग्मा स्क्वेअर बी upon E. This formula remains same for any type of loading, either sudden, gradual or impact. Now the stress test. Now the stress formula is sigma equal to P by A. Now this formula is for which type of loading? Gradual type of loading. Now the formula of stress for sudden type of loading is 2P by A. Now this stress is double. This stress is double by the gradual stress loading. Now the third is the formula of stress for impact type of loading is P by A plus under root P by A square plus 2PHT upon AN. This is the formula for impact type of loading. Then the short formula is sigma equal to under root 2PHT upon AN. So in next lecture we solve the problems based on this strain energy topic. Okay, thank you.